I found out my partner was cheating through their GPS tracker. When I confronted them, they claimed it was a cry for help and are now demanding I support their therapy sessions. Before we got to the story, I plan to give away $100 to whoever has the best opinion regarding this matter. So stay tuned, and I'll announce the winner in the few next videos. You only have to post your opinion on the comment below and consider to like and subscribe so that you'll not miss the announcement and many other future giveaway. Thanks, and back to the story. When I started dating Alex, I was instantly drawn to their charm and wit. We had an incredible connection, and our relationship seemed perfect from the outside. We shared so many interests, laughed at the same jokes, and spent countless nights talking about our dreams and future plans. I was convinced I had found my soulmate. However, over time, I started noticing subtle changes in Alex's behavior. They became more secretive, frequently staying out late with vague explanations, and always keeping their phone close. I tried to brush off my suspicions, convincing myself that it was just paranoia, but the nagging feeling in the back of my mind wouldn't go away. One evening, after another one of Alex's unexplained late nights, I decided to check the GPS tracker app we both had installed on our phones for safety reasons. To my horror, I discovered that Alex had been visiting a specific address repeatedly, one that was far from any place they had mentioned. My heart sank as I realized what this could mean. The next day, I confronted Alex about the GPS log. They looked shocked and immediately defensive. When I pressed them further, they finally admitted that they had been seeing someone else. My world crumbled around me as I listened to their confession. They tried to explain that it wasn't what I thought, that it had started as an innocent friendship and had only recently become physical. The betrayal was too much for me to process. As I gathered my thoughts and emotions, Alex started to cry. They claimed that the affair had been a cry for help, a misguided attempt to cope with their personal issues and feelings of inadequacy. They begged for my understanding, insisting that they still loved me and that the affair meant nothing. They promised it was over and pleaded with me to support them as they sought therapy to address their underlying issues. I was torn. On one hand, I felt devastated and betrayed. The person I had trusted and loved had broken that trust in the worst possible way. On the other hand, I still cared for Alex and didn't want to abandon them if they were truly in pain and seeking help. I agreed to give them a chance to explain further and to consider their request for support. Over the next few days, Alex and I had many difficult conversations. They opened up about their struggles with anxiety and self-worth, explaining how these issues had led them to make poor decisions. They admitted that they had been too proud to seek help and that the affair had been a way to escape their feelings of inadequacy. I tried to empathize, but the pain of their betrayal was still fresh. Every time I looked at Alex, I couldn't help but see the images of their deceit. Trust, once shattered, is incredibly hard to rebuild. Despite my inner turmoil, I agreed to support Alex as they started therapy. I hoped that they would be able to confront their issues and that perhaps we could find a way to heal together. As Alex began their therapy sessions, I noticed a change in them. They were more open about their feelings and made an effort to communicate better. However, the weight of their actions still hung heavy over our relationship. I attended a few therapy sessions with them, trying to understand their perspective and work through my own feelings of hurt and betrayal. Despite these efforts, I couldn't shake the sense of mistrust that had settled in my heart. I found myself constantly questioning Alex's actions and doubting their word. The GPS tracker that had once been a source of comfort and security now felt like a tool of paranoia. I realized that I was monitoring their movements, looking for any sign of further deceit. This wasn't how I wanted to live, and it certainly wasn't the foundation of a healthy relationship. One evening, after a particularly intense therapy session, Alex and I had a long talk. I told them that while I appreciated their efforts to change and seek help, I wasn't sure if I could ever fully trust them again. They listened quietly, tears in their eyes, and admitted that they understood my feelings. They expressed deep regret for their actions and acknowledged the damage they had caused. As much as it pained me, I knew that the best course of action for both of us was to take a step back. We decided to take a break from our relationship, giving Alex the space to focus on their therapy and personal growth, and giving me the time to heal and reflect on what I needed for my own well-being. But as I read on, I realized that while they were taking steps to better themselves, trust between us had been irrevocably damaged. I could forgive them. Forgetting was another matter. I knew that I would always be looking over my shoulder, wondering if they would betray me again. That wasn't the foundation I wanted for my future. I didn't respond to their letter. Instead, I kept moving forward. I reconnected with old friends, started new hobbies, and even considered going back to school for a degree I had always been interested in. My life began to take on new meaning, and slowly but surely, the pain of Alex's betrayal started to fade. The year passed, and I found myself in a much better place. I had a new job that I loved, had made new friends, and even started dating again. My parents, seeing how much happier I was, finally came around to understanding my decision. They admitted that they had been wrong to pressure me and expressed their pride in how I had handled everything. One day, out of the blue, I ran into Alex. We were both at a mutual friend's wedding, and it was the first time we had seen each other since our last meeting. They looked well, and there was a calmness about them that hadn't been there before. We exchanged pleasantries, and they mentioned how they were still in therapy and doing a lot better. They thanked me for being strong enough to walk away, as it had forced them to confront their issues and truly work on themselves. We didn't talk much more after that, but seeing them brought a sense of closure. I realized that while our relationship had ended painfully, it had led both of us to better places. I wished them well and felt a sense of peace that I hadn't felt in a long time. As I watched the wedding ceremony unfold, I thought about my own future. I knew that I still wanted to find love and build a family, but I also knew that I wouldn't settle for anything less than someone who truly valued and respected me. Alex's betrayal had taught me a lot about myself, and I was grateful for the lessons, even if they had come at a high cost. Not long after the wedding, I met someone new. Her name was Rachel, and she was everything I had been looking for. Kind, intelligent, and with a sense of integrity that shone through in everything she did. We took things slow, building a strong foundation of trust and mutual respect. It was a stark contrast to my relationship with Alex, and it felt right in a way I hadn't experienced before. Rachel knew about my past with Alex, and she appreciated my honesty. We talked openly about our expectations and fears, and it made our bond even stronger. As we grew closer, I found myself falling in love again, but this time with a sense of security and confidence that had been missing before. My friends and family noticed the change in me. They saw how happy Rachel made me and how our relationship was built on mutual respect and trust. My parents, especially, were thrilled to see me moving on and finding